Here are the list of top 10 most dangerous countries in the world. Number 10. North Korea. North Korea is widely accused of having one of the worst human rights records in the world. The population is strictly managed by the state and all aspects of daily life are subordinated to party and state planning. Amnesty International also reports of severe restrictions on the freedom of association, expression and movement, arbitrary detention, torture and other ill treatment resulting in death and executions. Number 9. Pakistan. The post-independence history of Pakistan has been characterized by periods of military rule, political instability and conflicts with neighboring India. The country continues to face challenging problems, including overpopulation, terrorism, poverty, illiteracy, corruption and it ranks among the countries with the most income inequality. Number 8. Democratic Republic of Congo. The country is extremely rich in natural resources but political instability, a lack of infrastructure and a culture of corruption have historically limited development, extraction and exploitation efforts. The Congolese civil wars, beginning in 1996, devastated the country. They ultimately involved 9 African nations, multiple groups of UN peacekeepers and 20 armed groups. The wars resulted in the deaths of 5.4 million people since 1998 with more than 90% of those deaths resultant from malaria, diarrhea, pneumonia and malnutrition, aggravated by displaced, unsanitary and overcrowded living conditions. Number 7. Central African Republic. After gaining independence from France in 1960, the Central African Republic was ruled by a series of autocratic leaders. The first multi-party democratic elections were held in 1993 when Ange Felix Patasse was elected the president. The peaceful period did not last long though. In 2004, the Central African Republic-Bush War began. Despite a peace treaty in 2007 and another in 2011, fighting broke out between government, Muslim, and Christian factions in December 2012, leading to ethnic and religious cleansing and massive population displacement in 2013 and 2014. Number 6. Sudan. Sudan suffers from several challenges. For much of Sudan's history, the nation has suffered from rampant ethnic strife and has been plagued by internal conflicts including 2 civil wars and the war in the Darfur region. Sudan suffers from poor human rights, most particularly dealing with the issues of ethnic cleansing and slavery in the nation. The Sudanese legal system is based on stringent Islamic law. Number 5. Somalia. The Somali Civil War is an ongoing conflict that started in 1991 and lasts up to present. It grew out of resistance to the Siad Barre regime during the 1980s, but in the course of time, many different factions, armed rebel groups and clan-based armed organizations have joined the conflict, competing for influence in the country. The war has claimed hundreds of thousands casualties so far. Number 4. Iraq. Iraq has been affected by the Iraq War that lasted almost 9 years. It officially ended in December 2011, but the country has been threshing about conflicts up to present. Currently, the main problem in Iraq is the Islamic State that keeps expanding and taking over large areas of the country's north, including the provincial capitals of Mosul or Tikrit. Number 3. South Sudan. Since July 2011, when South Sudan became an independent state, the country has suffered from internal conflicts. The ethnic violence began as part of the Sudanese nomadic conflicts fought between rival nomadic tribes. They have resulted in a large number of casualties and displaced hundreds of thousands of people. Number 2. Afghanistan. The war in Afghanistan started in 2001 and lasts till present. It refers to the intervention by NATO and allied forces in the ongoing Afghan civil war. The war followed the September 11 attacks, and its public aims were to dismantle al-Qaeda and denying it a safe basis of operation in Afghanistan by removing the Taliban from power. As of 2013, tens of thousands of people had been killed in the war. Number 1. Syria. The main reason why Syria ranked as the world's most dangerous country is the Syrian civil war. This ongoing armed conflict began in the early spring of 2011 with nationwide protests against President Bashar al-Assad's government, whose forces responded with violent crackdowns. The conflict gradually morphed from popular protests to an armed rebellion after months of military sieges. The armed opposition consists of various groups that were formed during the course of the conflict, including the Free Syrian Army or the Islamic Front. Estimates of deaths in the conflict vary widely, ranging from around 110,000 up to almost 200,000. It's truly sad to see some of the stuff that goes on in the world's most dangerous countries. Our hope is that one day, maybe these countries can be safe and prosperous places.